Good afternoon, Valerie Milano, senior editor of the Hollywood Times, an aspiring magazine. And I am so happy to have our guest here today, and I'm going to let him introduce himself. Thank you so much.
Hey, Valerie, thanks for having me. My name is Pascal Giacomini. If you may wonder over my Italian name and my French accent, is because I'm a French-Corsican. So Pascal Giacomini is my name. And as for the guitars, I just abbreviated, nicknamed my own name, and this is Giaco Guitars Sculptures. There you go.
Lovely. Okay, well, thank you again. And I'm getting very excited about NAMM. And Giaco, can you tell us about the inspiration behind Giaco Guitar Sculptures? I mean, like, what led you to merge the art of sculpture with the craftsmanship of guitars?
That's a long story. The short of it is that I'm a sculptor. I'm a metal sculptor. 6 years ago, I created this big musical installation called the Queen's Metal Band. So I made a drum set and a set of sculptors that were playing the horn, saxophone, clarinet, and then I came to several players who were playing the guitar. My inspiration came from the people around the world that are poor, but are musicians. And then you grab any can, you grab a stick, you string it, you play music. New Orleans, South Texas, South America. So this is what people do. So me, for aesthetic reasons, doing this art, I figured that an oil can, good oil can, would do great for a guitar. Because I needed already a saxophone player, the clarinetist, the drum kit, so I come to the guitars. And then problem is I don't play, I don't sing, and I'm tone deaf. And a friend of mine observes to me that, dude, well, this is guitars now, they have to be played. So that's been the process. So I actually did it in the reverse, almost in a nonsensical. It's a nonsensical concept in the sense that if you're in South Texas, you have no money, and you string yourself a cigar box or an oil can, as soon as you have a couple of $100, you buy yourself a real guitar. You don't spend another 2 months trying to make the oil can a real guitar. So that has been the process, and that was motivated by all my good friends here who are musicians. Hollywood guys, studio guys, and my first friend, Fosby Morse, phenomenal player. So he plays the first guitar. After 2 minutes, he goes, Pascal, why is the guitar wobbly? I said, what do you mean wobbly? Because when I take those cans, take out the bottom of it to put everything, the electronics, the solid body, everything. And then it's a tin can. So it's wobbly. So I spent another 2 years working on structurally making it, again, have structural integrity so that it would close up and be a can again. And then I went to 6 prototypes. And so my first guitar, Fosby, played it 2 minutes. My guitar number 5 is playing 10 minutes. I'm going, man, it's getting better out there. And now, to brag about it, I have to pick it up from their own hands because they just keep playing because I had to from their feedback and going, okay, well, I'm supposed to do this, I'm supposed to do that as a result. So that has been the process. In this process, I actually, after the fact, realized I invented a completely new guitar. This after a friend of mine who offered me the encyclopedia of guitar making back to Egyptians. And I went to see who did what, how a guitar came about. I mean, basically starting in 1550, first guitar, and then the first 6-string electric, 1860. 1950, electric guitar, solid body. And because they had all the struggle with feedback and didn't work out. So famously, Fender figured out I'll use a lug, no more vibration, and that was the guitar electric, the Telecaster. And so, as for me, what happened is that in the process of giving integrity back to the can, which means I lined it up with very thin plates of swamp ash. And it's like I would added a very luxurious cigar box to the back of my solid body. And I figured out a way to do it under tension. So the entire chamber, which is a good size, there's no glue, no nails, and no screws. And as a bonus, my musician friend started to explain to me a whole bunch of stuff I had no idea about. In terms of one of them saying, your guitar is sponge. I said, what is sponge? Oh, well, when the nuts spring back into your fingers. Long story short, I came to the conclusion after a dozen sessions, actually, that what I've done, this thing of adding the resonating chamber, the swamp ash resonating chamber inside it, but in pressure, dynamize the solid body as well.
Okay.
So, because an electric guitar, what vibrates? The strings and the neck. The body, it does not, obviously. That is a 1.75 inch slab of wood, and it's made not to vibrate. By adding my resonating chamber in the back, I made it actually pick up a bunch of vibration and made it super fast response, as in immediate response, and then a very long resonance and sustain. And the notes, this is all from what people told me, because I didn't know anything. Zero about that thing. When the first I say, okay, I'm going to do an old can, I'm going to make a guitar. I spent 2 weeks on the net trying to figure out a blueprint somewhere, somebody having a shot, of the inside. How do you do? There's all people post everything. Could not find it. So then, I used to be a cabinet maker before being a sculptor. So I went back into that. So there you go.
Well, so do you collaborate with musicians and other artists during the creation of your guitars, or do you prefer to work in isolation?
In a cage, all artists, we have to protect ourselves from the exterior world. Oh my God, there's people out there. No, as a sculptor, I work on my own. Now, this was totally different for me, because when I make a sculpture, I'll send you a bunch of images. I make a 10-foot piece. It's just metal. It's a piece of metal that you stick in your backyard or in your living room. And the interaction, there is no interaction except you look at a piece of art that you liked enough to have bought. That's it. Here, I have to make, to me, it's a piece of artwork to start with. I'm doing this fun guitar that is a work of art. And then the result became a functional, playable instrument, because I do one, my friend can play and say blah blah blah, no good. And then I went to had quite a few friends, a classical guitar player, a blues player, country guy. I mean, this is Hollywood, so telling me this and that, and that was the extent of my collaboration. The rest of it was Google, and most importantly, I mentioned being 3 blocks from Sam Ash. Every 2 days, I was going to visiting Sal Eskurum. He was the master tech guy, the repair shop at Sam Ash. And I'd go, hey, Sal, how you doing? And he liked me because he's never seen this kind of guitar as I'm doing. And I'll say, here, am I, good enough? Is it? No, you need 1/64 this way, that way. And he taught me how to deliver to him, because I don't do the electronics. An instrument that is exactly in the middle, scales in the middle, intonations in the middle, actions in the middle of all adjustments. So that's what he taught me. And then to finish, thanks to him, I never made mistakes.
Good.
Because you do a mistake with the guitar is done, and that's it. Then you have to make another one. Here I would go, hey, Sal, is that okay? Yes, it's good. You're good. Okay, thank you.
So Sal, so do we know who this Sal person is?
It's Sal Eskurum, and he he was the master tech guy at Samash for 20 years.
Oh,
Samash
got
Hollywood.
you. Yes.
So
Okay.
he tuned up every Hollywood musician. The guy is absolutely fantastic and a nice person. And I believe so. Salvador Esquer, and he's somewhere around Turunga, One Tone. There's a guitar shop out there. Yeah. And this is where he works. So it was a wonderful, because I didn't know anything. I knew zilch. I'm not a musician. Why should I make a guitar? I mean, I don't know.
We all have to start. We all have to start from somewhere, right? Has Giaco Guitars been showcased at NAMM before?
I just finished the project as it is, I'd say a month ago, because when I make a regular metal sculpture, regular so to speak, I don't care about criticism or, I just do it, put it out there. You like it. I mean, if you don't like it, I don't like it either, but it's okay. Here I had to demo, it's an instrument. And the look, what I'm trying to say is, my sculptures is the look of it. You like it, you don't. Here it had to be played and heard. And so I had to shoot the videos, and I happened to be a documentary filmmaker. So it took me a good amount, about 6 months to do about 10 sessions of people playing the guitars and giving me their critique and comments, which is how I understood how finally the guitar dynamic works. I'll say proudly that all of them said the instrument is very flexible. You could play jazz, blues, rock. I mean, it's based on the Telecaster. It's Telecaster gear, Telecaster neck, the gear, the plates, I modified them, cut them to adapt my thing. And I'm using Lindy Fralin pickups, which, according to most people, are some of the best in the business. It's all boutique. Lastly, I found this guy, Gabriel Tenorio, who makes handmade strings in Italy. And these strings are fantastic strings. I spent a bloody fortune on the necks, then swamp ash logs as the best stone wood available, and then Lindy Fralin pickups, which are super crisp. Everybody says wonderful thing about it. So the end result is a good instrument.
So looking back on your journey with Giaco Guitars, what would you consider your proudest achievement so far?
Never in my life would I thought I would make a guitar. I don't play. I love music. I grew up with, my dad loved Django Reinhardt. My mom was into Tsigan music. And then I went to Alexander Lagoya and Ida Presti classical concert when I was a kid, and I guess that with me, obviously. But otherwise, why should I make a guitar? It's complicated. Furthermore, for an artist, there is no reason to try to make a guitar because there's nothing you can really modify. I mean,
it's art.
The scale is 25.5. The action is 1/8. Blah blah blah. So that's why you look at guitar art. There is none. There is no guitar art that's playable on the planet. Actually, I could say that I looked all over, because all you can do, or people do, is a guitar is they put ceramics on it, they paint it, so you have the guitar that's decorated, which is beautiful, but it's not a novel instrument, and then it's not that playable at the end of the day. If you have a sculpture of Jimi Hendrix playing the guitar, you're not going to grab the bronze guitar from the sculptor and play it. My art, I make big sculptures because I'm using oil cans, a rectangle. To me, it's kind of surrealist Spaniard. The Chirico use all these people with square heads. So I use the guitar on reverse as a square head. And then now I could make sculptures. So my sculptures are playable art. Literally, you grab the guitar, you plug it, and it's professionally playable. That by accident, but I'm a big admirer of Japanese joinery. And I went to Japan 2 years ago, and you look at these enormous temples with wood in every single direction, and there is no nails in it. And they are 500 years old because they just, and then, you know, tenon and mortises in the Japanese. And I'm going, I want to, I want to do as good as that if I can.
So what can we expect next from your guitars? Are there your designs, your sculptures? Are there any exciting new projects or innovations in the pipeline for 2025?
Well, I'm making a series of 100 unique guitar sculptures. That's it. I'm up to number 6, number 7. So I'm going to make 100. See the lady?
Yes.
So now see the guitar?
Yes, I do. And I've been researching your guitars. Quite
That's
amazing.
that's Vanilla, the Queen of Blues, and that's Fendi, the King of Jazz.
Right.
So you grab the thing, or here is a player.
I see.
That's Lydia, actually. She's a chick, a rock and roll chick. So again, you grab the guitar and play. So my job as an artist is to, hopefully, if I sell them as I go, obviously, to continue a series of guitars. So now I'm thinking maybe to do a concerto for 5 guitars or 6 guitars, because they're the same family. By the way, the old cans are all from the 40s. This is true. So each guitar is unique. So I'm just doing my job, my work as a metal sculptor, to just go and as I'm going, every time I found a little different thing. So now I'm imagining some kind of kingdom populated with a bunch of guitar players, and that's what's gonna happen going forward. As for what I'm proud of is to have managed to make an instrument ultimately without knowing what I was doing. I was just trying to make this thing solid again. And then I listened pretty good to all my good friends and telling me that kind of neck is good. That I still am dyslexic. I cannot figure out the strings.
Dyslexic.
So I said the one on top and the one on the bottom is kind of
right. So how can we see you at NAMM? Where are you going to be at a particular booth, walking around? Because I'd love to meet you.
No, booth 4006.
Okay.
And I'm presenting, I'm making it an art exhibition. So each piece is on a turntable, everything rotates, and whomever will come. So there's a kind of menagerie of guitars in various shapes and forms. And then large banners of my band. I have a band, the Queen's Metal Band. They're never late. They don't complain. They don't smoke. They don't need money. They're all made of metal. So I'm presenting that as it's my show, making from guitar artwork. So that, because I have a friend of mine, since I'm in this thing, by now I know obviously better than I used to do 3 years ago when I was desperately scoring Google to go, oh my God, what I'm supposed to do. But I had a few friends who took me to their guitar collections. And where is the guitar collection? In some room, in black cases, in the dark, control room, you never see your guitars. For most, all a bunch of your guitars. Mine and the sculptor this is sitting in your living room.
Amazing. Beautiful.
And then you just grab it, plug and play.
I can't wait to see them in person. I will see you at your booth, and I'm happy that you took the time for us today. We're the Hollywood Times. Today is our website, and our YouTube channel is the Hollywood Times Official. And thank you so much for your time and all your creativity in this world of ours. Look forward to seeing you. Okay.
And it's been a lot of fun to enter the world of music. and of guitar that I didn't know anything about. And well, there's as many strange people as I am, so it's interesting.
Love it. Thank you so much again, and we will see you very soon. Thanks for your
A pleasure.
time.
Thanks for
Okay.
having me.
Bye-bye.